All right, we are live.
Baby.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Let's get to the intro. Welcome to episode 329 of Technical Foul Podcast, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And this your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. I ain't gonna be yelling. I'm at the crib and shit like that, so I'm trying to keep it low.
I am the Eric J.
Only known as
The Eric J.
This your boy K. Harris. No, I thought you was gonna say about Camille. My bad.
Hello, like Camille isn't here.
Yeah.
K Harris, you can go through your intro, but we do want to say, get better, feel well, feel better.
Absolutely.
Send some prayers and shout outs to Camille.
Camille and the mayor got a DMP cold.
But it's your boy K. Harris, the gentleman,
The gentleman,
the everyday gentleman.
24/7.
Better known as still working on it.
Yeah, I'm about to say what the stay away from the take that house, bro.
Literally. But yeah, man, we need y'all help. We say it every week, and it's true every week. We don't grow without y'all. So please make sure that you subscribe to Technical File on YouTube. Make sure that you are following us on all of your social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Obviously, we have a Facebook group called Tech File Overtime. Just wherever you can interact with the show, please make sure that you do. Every Tuesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, we record live on YouTube. If you join that live recording, then you get to join us in the comments. You get to interact with the show, let your voice be heard. So make sure that you're doing all that. As we say every week, man, that let us know what that word of mouth do.
That mouth do though.
Because we don't grow without y'all. So make sure that you help us out in that regard. No Camille, and we're virtual this week, so we're going to skip the game that needs a name. But we will be bringing it back. It's been a couple weeks. And I miss winning. So
Damn.
Am I wrong though?
I love
whatever.
I'll be first out every week.
I got time for this foolishness.
What LA Knight say? Stop me when I'm start telling lies.
That's my guy, bro.
But yeah, we're gonna get straight into the sports talk this week. I don't know where all the bells and whistles are, so we're just gonna start talking. Super Bowl. What Super Bowl are we on? What number is it? 40, 50 something?
Let me pull it up.
34?
Whatever.
It's Sunday.
Super Bowl 2024. That's what we on. So the L is 50, right?
Yes.
58.
Okay. I started that sentence and then I realized like halfway through, I'm like, I don't know what number that is. Yeah, Super Bowl 58 is this Sunday. It's a rematch of the Super Bowl 4 years ago. We got the 49ers and the Chiefs. I guess first and foremost, how do you guys feel about the Super Bowl going into it? Like it's been a long season, a winding road, and we got back to two teams that we're very well familiar with.
I mean, based on the season, honestly, like outside of Baltimore, Kansas City was up there too. So it's like as far as the top teams go, you're seeing two of the top teams in the NFL going head to head, which it kind of would be the expectation. 49ers are very vulnerable. Chiefs have been looking like each week they've gotten better in the postseason, which is a bit scary for probably San Francisco because, I mean, they got carved up with the running game. They have a coaching staff in Kansas City that is really good at adapting and drawing up game plans. They have players a la Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce who just don't seem to like infallible, bro. Like they it's unreal. Like they show up week in and week out. Like you can depend on anything. You can depend on those two for sure. Mm-hmm. So this one should be another. It should be a banger, honestly. Like last time we were here, it was 31-20 Chiefs. Mm-hmm. This is gonna be Mahomes' 4th Super Bowl. It's kind of wild because crazy that he's gonna be this is number 4. He has a long way to go in his career. Hopefully, God willing, he has a pretty decent amount to go. And if this is just gonna be the norm, like most teams get there and don't see it again. A lot of players only see it one time, one shot, one chance. But the shit, if you're riding with Mahomes, my homeboy, you've been there a couple times. Like you might start taking that shit for granted. So maybe that'll be their kryptonite in this essence. But who knows? I think it's gonna be a good game though.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good game. I'm expecting to be a shootout. One thing, like going through the playoffs, going through the season, like watching the Chiefs and seeing that they are back in the Super Bowl is, you know how we talk about LeBron, like how we're not going to appreciate greatness until after it's gone. I think that's where we're at right now with Patrick Mahomes. Because, like, just like Tim was saying, like, he shows up, like, every Sunday. And he'll do something in a game. You be like, fam, like, how did you do that? Like, literally, only he could do. And, again, this is 4th Super Bowl. He's been in the league, what, how many years? 5?
Yeah, I think more than that. But, like, it ain't that much more than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, 4 Super Bowls and you ain't even been in the league that long, like, that's nuts. So, and then he's always in at least top 3 or top 5 quarterbacks in the league every year, if not number 1. So, we gotta appreciate the greatness when we watch it.
He's one of 4 starting quarterbacks to have 2 MVPs and 2 Super Bowl wins. That's him, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, and Peyton Manning. Mm-hmm. Like he's already in rarefied air as is.
Yeah, he already GOAT level almost.
Almost like he's just from the play on the field already. He's already in that conversation, which is crazy.
It's nuts. That is
usually longevity plays a role into the GOAT conversation. They be like, okay, you doing this now, but can you sustain this? But like, bro, if he gets 3 rings in 6 years, and 4 Super Bowls, like you got 3 out of 4 and 6, like that's crazy.
Like it's crazy because like I saw a quote from him earlier in the week, and my man has a Super Bowl week routine. Like he's been there so frequently. Like he has a routine for like what he does for Super Bowl weeks. Like the only other person we can say got that is Tom Brady, or at least at the quarterback position. So again, elite company.
And whatever he did that one time that they lost, he probably like, okay, we're gonna fuck all of that. Get that up out of here. We'll keep doing what we was doing when we was winning. That's wild. It should be. I don't know about a shootout, but it might. It can't. So,
let me set it up. So, like this has been a Patrick Mahomes love fest so far. So, what do the 49ers have to do to win this game?
The thing that Baltimore showed that they can do when they actually tried to do it was they could run. Like they were moving. Like when we was watching that game, the Kansas City Chiefs was moving the Baltimore line, but it was the same way around when they actually had the run plays. They were moving that Chiefs line. Like the Chiefs defense is good at the pass rush. Like they have a fantastic pass rush, which sets up their secondary to do things, even though their secondary may not be the best, but because of that pass rush, it's allowed them to play a little bit better or above their standards outside of L'Jarius Sneed, who's literally a top flight corner. So I think that San Francisco has the passing weapons to give the Chiefs a headache. Like Baltimore didn't have the passing weapons. They didn't have Like, yeah, you want Lamar to stay in the pocket and make him pass, but Brock Purdy is literally like, hey, look, I got Debo, I got Brandon, I got George Kittle, I got Christian McCaffrey, like, and then Jennings has come along during the playoffs too. So like, I have legit 5 guys that I can just fling that motherfucker to. That if we want to work on carving up the secondary, which would be the Chiefs' weakness in this, the 49ers have the line to sustain that. The 49ers have the weapons on offense, passing vertically across the middle. Like, they have those weapons. We can do jet sweeps and things like that. They have the running back that can come out of the backfield to line up and slide or whatever the case may be, wheel routes, set up screens. Like, they can literally cause you an issue with the pass game. And I think that's where their bread and butter would be against the Chiefs, even though they have a better pass rush. The 49ers damn near have the best offensive line in the league. So that should be a real good fight in the trenches. And I think, yeah, that's usually the tipping point. But the battle of the trenches is going to be where this game is either going to take off or we might have a defensive struggle.
I feel like with the Niners, honestly, I think it's simple. Like, keep doing what y'all been doing. Like, run the offense like how y'all been doing it. I feel like for them to truly win this game, Brock Purdy is going to fall on Brock Purdy. It's going to be how well he adapts. Like, no turnovers, no mistakes. Like, just, do your job, know your spots, do what you're doing. But I feel like San Francisco definitely has a good chance of beating the Chiefs. I actually have San Francisco as the winner.
I think they are the favorites going into the game. I think they got a 57 point.
I'm not a football guy. I'll be the first person to admit it. But I feel like this Chiefs team is different because this team is obviously they have Patrick Mahomes, they still have Kelsey. Like, we know what that offense can be at its best, but this team has been carried by their defense. Like, they're averaging 13 points per game allowed in the playoffs this year, which I don't think that, like that's not something that past Chiefs defenses could, hang their hat on. So I do wonder if, like your prediction of kind of like a shootout, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that this team is necessarily built for that. So I think that would be the answer to my next question, which is what does Kansas City have to do to win, which I think is, again, like their defense has to be the dominant defense that we've seen so far this year, and kind of get the game in the mud, slow down, like don't let it become a track meet, because I don't think they have necessarily the offensive firepower that they've had in years past to keep up with that. But I think that if they can turn it into like a grinded out game like the AFC Championship game was, like they didn't score a point in the second half, and they didn't need to because their defense was just that damn good. I think that's the path to victory for Kansas City. But you guys can tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm Kansas City can take a page out of the book of the teams that did run well against the 49ers because they have a good back in Pacheco. Like, he is. And I believe they got Jerick McKinnon coming back as well. So they have their good backup. They got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but Pacheco's a good enough back where they can feed him and get him set up on like the pin and pull toss plays or the outside rush plays and set those up. Their offensive line have come along a little bit better. And there's always going to be the factor of Travis Kelce. Like, the dude just, I don't know how, but he be wide open. I'm like, of all the damn wide receivers on the field, how is this man wide open?
That's what the players do, man.
Duh, and it's crazy. So it's like they have all pros on that 49ers defense across the board at each level. So it's going to be a bit of a test. But I feel like the Ravens secondary was way better than the 49ers secondary. And it's going to be one of those like, okay, well, they was able to kind of grind it out, like you said, and they still had some big plays set up from the passes, and Kelce was able to still like rack up the yards and things like that. For a team that has lesser secondary, I won't say it was going to come easier because they still have a way, like their pass rush, that front four is ridiculous. And then they still got Fred Warner patrolling the middle. So it's like it's not like it's gonna be sweet, but they have a little bit better shot through the air And again, the 49ers have shown the last 2 weeks that they're susceptible to the run too. So for their success, it's just keep Mahomes upright and get Pacheco the ball if you can in those key situations. Because at some point in time, if you just keep Mahomes upright long enough, he'll find Kelsey somewhere wide open.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Ken, you already tipped your hand a little bit, but my next question is, who you got?
Yeah, like I said, I alluded to earlier, I have the Niners winning. I'm not gonna say I have them winning by a blowout or anything like that, but I have the Niners winning by at least 2 scores.
Ooh.
That's kind of a blowout.
That's okay. I'm not betting against Pat no more. I can't. Like, bro is showing like, nah, you really can't. You shouldn't bet against Mahomes. So he's earned that in my book. So I'm gonna go with Kansas City. Unless he leaves the game, I got Kansas City in this one. And it may not be by landslide. It may even be only by 3 points. But yeah, I got my homeboy.
That's just a dub either way. You got Mahomes in my auto.
Yeah, I got his daddy. I wonder what pack he gonna be smoking on this time.
That man needs to sit down and not imbibe in anything. He got DUI last week.
I saw that. Like, damn, bro.
Right. But I could be simple and just say, black quarterback. But I also want to say I'm a bit of a hater, and I don't think that I can, I can live in a world where Brock Purdy is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So for that reason, also, let me get Kansas City.
It's only 2 things that is making me hate on the Chiefs, honestly. Mm-hmm. One, Taylor Swift's Columbus in the Swag Surf. You see that she paid for them to get to do a remix?
Ain't that a good thing?
And number 2, Travis Kelce Columbus in the fade.
He didn't.
But they did.
You said he saw it.
They did.
You said Travis Kelce did. So my point is, I don't have no problem with either one of them people because all they doing is living their lives. Like how people cover them.
They living their lives, but the people that surrounding them is they, and they are Columbus and all of our shit. That's the only reason why I'm from Kansas City. Ain't no motherfucking way you gonna tell me this to track? Fuck out of here, bro. We've been getting motherfucking paid for years now.
I didn't create it. All I did was ask for it. He cleaned it up.
Niggas going to the barbershop. Let me get that Kelce, bro.
Like, what?
Let me get that Kelce.
Since fucking when?
Oh, I think I'm going to ask for a Boosie for an actual Kelce.
Y'all wilding. Like, this is what we doing now? Okay.
We had the Taylor Swift Swag Surfing USA conversation a couple weeks ago. I can't be mad at that woman for going to a football game and cheer for her boyfriend. It ain't her fault. Like they just be showing her in the box all the time. Like I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not gonna hate on her. It's they.
It's annoying. I get it, but like.
All right, DJ Kelly.
They like she on the sideline like Jerry Jones. You know what I mean? Like she keeps to where she's supposed to be.
If Travis Kelce do a haircut dance, if he catch a touchdown, I'm turning the damn game off. I'm waiting for halftime.
Gonna be Pacheco in the background just lining them up.
Somebody gonna be in the back. I'm turning the game off, bro. Call me when halftime is up.
They gonna slap the tape like put it on.
Fuck out of here. That would be a cold touchdown celebration. I'm not gonna hold shit. I was like, oh, you really leaning into it? Okay.
All right. No, so like the most important part of Sunday's festivities is of course the halftime show. We got Usher, living legend, performing at halftime. He's trying to break in. So what songs do you guys feel like you have to hear from Usher on Sunday?
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying yeah. It wasn't a yes or no question, fam.
No, probably. That's the universal banger for him. I want to say still feel like Good Kisser should come out, bro. I feel like he should play Good Kisser. Like
That sounds too freaky, man.
That's the shit, bro. Like that song was fire.
That's the song that you play afterwards.
Yeah, that's too freaky for the Super Bowl, fam.
This man trying to get down at halftime.
Exactly. Like, come on, man.
I mean, what else we got? We got
In This Club.
That's freaky adjacent.
Well, not. Well, I guess
yes,
it is. It is. Now that I think about it, I get it.
Okay. Right. They're probably gonna do.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Just play all the freaky shit, then. Just play freaky. That's where we at right now.
I got OMG. Will I Am.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah, they probably do that.
You could bring out Bieber and do what's the name? No. Shoot. It's playing in my head.
I don't really
whatever. It's the song with Bieber. And then you got. You don't have to call. Couldn't do one.
You don't have. Yeah, you can play that. What's
I feel like that's upbeat enough to play at the halftime.
Yeah, he got to play something like roller skating music, basically.
Right.
Why? Because he on skates all the time now.
Yeah, basically that's what it's gonna be, just like roller skating music. Because what you think he can bring? He gonna bring the stripper poles?
He might. That's what Good Kisser come out. If he got stripper poles, he might as well bring up play Good Kisser, bro. That's all I'm saying.
You think they gonna let him get that off? Though they ain't gonna let him get the stripper poles off.
No, but he gotta. You make me wanna.
I don't know if that's.
He's an R&B star, so he don't have plenty freaky shit than just regular dancing.
I'm just trying to think of like what are his. I'm just trying to think of like what are his songs that like appeal globally, and you like he like you said like OMG, like he had that run of like damn near electronica music that he put out.
DJ got us falling in love again. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. He might do that song. Will I Am? Now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm. That might be the open.
Yeah. He definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, might be the closer.
Yeah. They call me you.
I'm trying to think.
So I guess like who are the guest appearances that you hope he brings
Lil Jon and them for sure.
Apparently.
Oh, what about Daddy's Home?
Oh yeah, I can see him doing that. I can see that.
I'm gonna give and DJ got us falling in love for sure. Like as certified yeses, those two probably gonna be.
Yeah, I can see Justin Bieber coming out for sure.
Yeah. I don't know, like Bieber, like he stopped touring for a while because he had like a face paralysis or some shit, didn't
he? Yeah, something going on.
I don't know if he's back performing yet, but if he is, then I would imagine like that's a.
Yeah, I think Justin Bieber.
Yeah, because I'm kind of going through like his discography as fast as I can. DJ got us falling in love with Pitbull. Mr. Worldwide can be there.
I should got songs with Ludacris, don't he? Because like I feel like Ludacris is like
he got Love
person
Is a
Friend.
Love Is a Friend. Yeah.
But it's with Ludacris and Lil Jon. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you got like I said, Daddy's
gonna appreciate that one.
Who?
I said Douche gonna appreciate that one.
Luda.
Does he play Superstar?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I mean, it's
more of an
it's a bit of a ballad, but it's nah, he gonna play Superstar.
He ain't gonna be singing.
Again, like if you're thinking about like like one, like his audience, two.
Yeah, he could be dancing.
Like, he only has so much time, and like there may be like a ballad just because like he needs something to kind of like change up the tempo. Like it can't just be like all high energy stuff. So like if there is one, like it's probably gonna be like a burst of a ballad.
You got it bad.
Like, be a bridge between like high energy stuff.
It was Somebody to Love. That's the name with that's the song I was thinking of with Justin Bieber, but they probably not gonna play that. They'd be better off playing Hot Toddy with Jay-Z. But again, that one probably
he got us fall in love.
That shit is the legend. He got hits after hits.
He got a lot out.
Like he got stupid bangers, bro. Like it's ridiculous.
I'm not going to Vegas for it, but if he tour again, I wouldn't mind.
He is touring again. He gonna be in Chicago.
2 times
in October. At the end of October, he'll be in Chicago.
Okay, when I say tour, I mean come to Milwaukee. I'm not traveling for it.
Yeah, I go to Chicago.
I go to Chicago. When I say that, I was like, he got 2 nights in Chicago. So
Yeah, I got
29th of October.
Yeah, I go to
Hey
Chicago.
man, bring your ass to 5 Serve. Let's go.
He's up the street, bro. But yeah, no, that it's gonna be a fun show. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, it's Usher. He always put on a good show. NBA stuff. Ken, you want to? I mean, sorry, Tim, you wanted to talk about All-Star?
Yeah, so a couple things from All-Star news came out this week. You know, as we're gearing up, it is next weekend, not this coming weekend, but next weekend. So they came out with the All-Star reserves.
Mhm.
The rosters or the reserves initially announced were for the East. It was Paolo Banchero, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, but he's gonna be replaced by Scotty Barnes, and Bam Adebayo. Joel Embiid's not playing either, and he's gonna be replaced by Trae Young. And then for the West,
they announced who? Sorry, Tim. Have they announced who will be the starter in place of Embiid?
I don't know if they about. I don't think they announced that yet. I don't think they announced that yet. But I mean, shit. If they had to pick one in place of Embiid, because it probably would have been Randall, but now it probably might be Adebayo. Yeah. He's like the next big man. He's the only outside of Banchero.
Mm-hmm.
Those are only 2 other bigs on the team. That's crazy. And then for the West, you have Devin Booker, Steph, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Karl Anthony Towns.
So you were right about Cap.
Yeah, I should have stuck with my Cap prediction. Like, he hasn't been playing well this year. Like, he really has.
I guess I didn't expect them to completely snub the Kings. Like, I thought they would have at least gotten one, and Sabonis was more likely there.
Yeah, that was quite the oh really kind of moment. But hey, they got both of the Clippers in.
Yep.
So
which I mean, man, they are stars, and the Clippers are rolling. Like, I think,
dude,
in their last 25 games, they're 20-5. Kawhi is shooting 55, 50, 90, I think.
Jesus.
Like, dude has always been a machine. He plays like unstoppable.
To your point last week, Ken, they the new Kings of LA.
Hey man, I don't want to admit it, but that's what it's looking like. They look scary as hell over there, while we continue to lose.
I mean, but that whole squad got to make it to the playoffs. They a bump in the road waiting to happen.
Oh yeah, they get the playoffs, and then people have to show up in the playoffs, which is a whole nother conversation.
It's only one dude guaranteed to show up in the playoffs on that roster at the moment.
Kawhi.
Playoff P and Jimmy Harden. Like, you need all of them because they're cooking right now, but you need all 3 of them in order for them to roll. And if they all cooking the way they are right now, they could make it to the finals, bro. Like, they a problem.
Yeah.
Same thing with I won't say the same thing with the Cavs, but the Cavs is rolling too.
They are. I think they lost one time in the last
10 games. Yeah, they're 9-1.
I mean, it goes back longer than that. I think it's like 15 years. They won like 15 in the last 16 or something like that. That one loss was that game against us. Yep.
After they smoked our ass for like 4
They got us twice. So yeah.
But no,
it's really scratched the bitch.
Right. At least bit him back, fight back. Well, I did. I got him once. They also announced the 3-point contest participants. I don't know if they're going to be adding more, but at this point, we currently have Malik Beasley and Damian Lillard from the Milwaukee Bucks, Jalen Brunson from the New York Knicks, Tyrese Halliburton from the Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Maxey from the Philadelphia 76ers, Lauri Markkanen from the Utah Jazz, and just recently Donovan Mitchell from the Cleveland Cavaliers. If Donovan Mitchell wins, I think he'll be the first player to win the dunk contest and the 3-point contest. Because he was on 2012 for the dunk contest. So I think he'll be the first player. Well, let me hold on. Let me find out when it was.
He has won it, but it definitely wasn't 12.
Well, within his first couple years in the league, Donovan Mitchell has a dunk contest on his resume, so I think he'll be the first player to win the dunk contest and the 3-point contest if he can win it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, because having to outshoot Beasley and Markkinen and Dame, like, good luck, my guy.
And then they already announced Steph versus Sabrina. They have their own shooting contest.
Mm-hmm. That'll be fun.
So, I mean, she's like, that's what they call her. They call her female Steph.
No, yeah, she a shooter for that.
Yeah. Boy, you see one of her last games, she was pulling up from half court and shit. I'm like, God damn.
Exactly. She a shooter for that.
Well, the impetus for this was because she set the record in the WNBA 3-point contest. She had 37. So Steph started like, oh no, you can't beat my record. So like now they're gonna have the ultimate shootout. So that should be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she put on a show when she did that, though. She put on a show. That should be fun, but hell, they got their own aside. Like, okay.
And she said she's shooting from the men's line, too, so.
Oh, and you talking shit?
No, I mean, I don't think it's talking shit. I'm saying, like, they're going to keep – it's not like they're going to have, like, a woman's line for her and the men's line for Steph. Like, she's shooting from where he's shooting from.
Yeah, she could be cashing it, too.
Yeah,
I mean, she got range, so I'm not really concerned about.
Yeah, she got a sleeper range. That's gonna be fun to watch.
And the last thing is, did you guys see the LED court that the NBA unveiled?
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
So they got a court that they're going to be able to change the events and how the court looks. So they have I guess it was German engineered, but they have a court with LED lights in it that allows them to be able to change it. So they can change it to the All-Star game layout, to the 3-point contest, to the skills challenge, and all of that stuff like that. So they can really be able to, mess with the court. Which I thought it was kind of dope. I was like, that's gonna be interesting to see. Hoping nobody, bust it up a little bit. Don't fall too hard. And now you got a black spot on the damn court.
I mean, like, this isn't the first event that's had the LED courts, so it has been rolled out in like FIBA. I want to say like the European Cup or something like that. So it has been tested, and like it can be dynamic. So like not only does it change like from event to event, but like even while they're playing, like it can kind of light up and have different like animations or whatever programmed in. So like I don't know if they'll do it, but for example, like if like Giannis hits a 3, like it can like flash a Antetokounmpo for 3 or some shit like on the entire court. Like it did like a whole like whoosh effect like during the games that I've seen. So they can get really funky with it. Like I don't know how much they'll try to play with it, just because it's like I can already see the old people complain about it afterwards. Oh my God, what did they do? The court is sacred and blah blah. It's just like,
the hell is this?
Right. Even they gonna be yelling on that morning after the All-Star game. So
show this.
But I do think that it has like I don't know if it'll ever get implemented for the regular season, but like for fun stuff, like maybe next year for the in-season tournament they bring it back.
Ooh, see that.
For the title game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can do my thing really quick. Klay Thompson had a vulnerable moment in his post-game availability last night. He was benched down the stretch, not for the first time this season. And afterwards, he was asked about essentially like how he felt about it. Like, is it tough? And he admitted like it is tough, but that he's also happy for his teammates and that they won. So like that also helps. But it's like it's tough going from being one of the best players to not being out there when the game matters the most. Like this season in general has been pretty tough for him because he's kind of had to come to grips with not being the dude anymore. I know that Steve Kerr has been pretty open about it in press conferences, just saying like we've had to have talks this year, and like I feel like he's kind of getting on board with it, but it is tough. And it does feel like we're kind of seeing the end of that dynasty. Like that run is for the most part over now. at least the way that it's currently trending. For me, it's like I have like just seeing him in that moment, and you can kind of tell like he knows where he is in his career. Like I feel like last year he had struggles, and he was kind of like defiant about it. I mean, like like it's early, like my summer routine is off, and blah, like all these other things. And he was like defensive when Charles Barkley and I think Shaq were talking about it at like halftime of a TNT show, essentially saying like like at a certain point everybody loses it, and you kind of like it seems like we're getting there with Clay, and like last year his tone was a lot different than how he's been this year. So it's tough, you know what I mean? Like it's just having empathy for people, but like I saw some responses on Twitter that really annoy the hell out of me, and it kind of goes into a larger point for me recently, which is the lack of empathy that sports fans tend to have for these athletes. Like two examples for me recently are Damian Lillard. After his return to Portland, he kind of talked about how difficult this season has been for him because he's going through things in his personal life, including going through a divorce and not being with his kids all the time because they're still living in Portland, while he's obviously, his home base is now in Milwaukee, so he doesn't get to see them as frequently. He doesn't have his strong support system that he had in Portland because he moved like pretty much his entire family from Oakland to Portland when he got drafted. So he set up everybody there, and he doesn't have that support system here now. And then also Tony Snell. Tony Snell was back in the news last week because he was trying to get back into the league so that he could qualify for his 10 years of service time, which would have given him like the top tier of NBA, PA medical coverage, which would really be beneficial to him because he has two autistic sons, and like getting the top tier care for them would be made easier for him and his family, if they have, like if they're covered under his NBA, PA medical plan. And again, like to all three of those things, it's just like, oh, they get paid such and such amount of money. They should just, I don't want to hear them crying because like I'm poor and, it's tougher for me, but I don't have the millions of dollars and I still have to deal with all these other things about like my job relocates me or my kids need this or, like with Clay, it was like, well, he is hurting the team, so suck it up and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, if these are the people that you cheer for on the court, like when they do something well, like view them as human beings. Like they're not just there for your entertainment. Like these are people that go home to their loved ones and families. And it's gross to me that they're not allowed to be human and have human emotions and human reactions to the things that happen to or around them. So I don't know. It's fandom in general. Like we'll get to later with the wrestling stuff, but it's just
boy.
I don't know. It's disappointing to me, like that these are like as a sports fan that this is how the group that I'm lumped in with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, as a lot of these, I feel like I don't know if it's the internet or not, but it's more so like things are becoming more like numbers. Like just people are just numbers and people are just stats, or these players or these athletes are just stats.
You're fucking up my parlay, bro.
Right, I'm saying, or betting figures. Like you're just part of the parlay. You're just part of the leg that if you don't succeed in this portion, you suck, regardless of how good or bad you're playing. Because Dame, I think, said it was like, bro, I'm still averaging 27-7. Like, like this is a down year. I'm still 27-7. Like I can get better from here. Like it's. If you take into account the actual human aspect of some of these things, maybe it'll help your parlay as well. If you understand that he's having a rough night, or you understand that somebody may be off because they, have a baby on the way, then maybe you do want to put the points up because we know how it is when after these cats have babies, all of a sudden they just can't stop shooting and they can't stop hitting shit. Like it's literally crazy, right? Exactly. So like they want to shoot every goddamn thing up. So it's just. A little more empathy can go a long way in understanding like just the dynamics of your team as a fan, because a lot of fans want background information. They want more information than they should be privy to. So when you do get it, just gotta take into account that there's another person on the side of that, and on the other side of this information that you're begging to have. And are you looking for it because you just want to know because that's your favorite player? I'm just interested in the person, or you just interested in your parlay? Regardless of the fact, empathy will take you a long way, and again, it may help you out in the future too.
Yeah, I hate being the scolding people on here, but it's like, damn, man, like I saw this punk.
Ah!
Let me stop myself.
Go ahead and reverse that, Ken, bro.
I want he a punk, but I was gonna go further than that. No, I like what really pissed me off is there's this guy. I want to say his name is. I'm gonna find it. He on Buck's Twitter. It's like. It's some acronym. I'm sorry. I don't have it queued up. But essentially, in response to the Dame thing, he's like, if he can't play up to his standard, then we need to get him up out of here because we're trying to win a chip. And I don't care about his divorce. Like Kobe made it through a whole trial in Colorado when he was balling out of control and all that. I'm like, nigga, never in your life compare somebody going through a divorce and missing their children to a rape case. Like, it's not the same.
That is wild, man.
That is overt. And it's a terrible comparison. Absolutely terrible. Terrible, bro.
And then, like, he followed it up because somebody said, like, do you actually have kids? Because, like, if you did, you would understand, like, being away from your kids is kind of like the hardest thing to do. He said, I do got kids. And, like, really the hardest thing is going through that without millions of dollars to fall back on. I was like, nigga, that ain't got shit to do with nothing.
With the emotion, with the feeling that I miss my kid. I'm missing a part of me. I'm missing pieces of me. I don't have the little faces that smiling at me all the time. I don't have them rolling up on me, making me laugh. I think I'm funny. My kids, I feel like they were funnier than me at times. They had me rolling. Like, you don't get that with millions of dollars. What that got to do with anything? They gonna wipe their little asses with your millions of dollars and hate you later because you got millions of dollars, and like you trying to buy me off. Like, no, that's not how this works, bro. Again, empathy.
He's an asshole. He's just being an asshole.
Sorry, it's TC the Third Esquire on Twitter.
Oh, you was gonna find him?
Yes, I was gonna find him because
like, that's some bullshit. Bro. No, that was a bit much. That was a bit much, bro.
Because he said it with his whole chest, so I'm gonna give him the stuff that he was asking for.
This man,
TCIIIESQ on Twitter.
My man's reaching for the sky. Man. Chill out.
They called him Woody. No, that's enough of him.
Fucking idiot. Like, don't ever sit up here and call yourself a Bucks fan. That's the type of bullshit that you bring into this fandom.
Hey, man.
I mean, there's been a lot of random idiots on these here's internet in the last week or so. Is that right?
In the last 2 decades or 3 decades since the internet got created.
I was actually thinking about that today. I was like, dude, people got to realize that there's a bunch of people that's uneducated that has access to the internet saying a lot of shit. There's gonna be a lot of educated people arguing with a bunch of uneducated motherfuckers. You got to realize.
This motherfucker a lawyer. He educated as hell.
Oh, shit, hell.
He's just an idiot. He's just an idiot. But with that, it's even worse now though because the AI. So there's gonna be so much misinformation now.
Oh. Media literacy,
bro.
Hey, so when we blow up and they start pulling stuff from back in the day, like, oh, you tweeted this or oh, you said that, I'm like, it was AI, fam. That wasn't me. That wasn't me, fam.
Hey, y'all done created this, bro. Y'all,
exactly. That's AI.
Y'all ain't never pulled this ever in the day. No, all of a sudden.
No, fam. That's AI, man. No, that wasn't me.
So, do you want to cue it up, or should I just ask Ken about his folks, bro?
I mean, you go ahead.
So, speaking of idiots, my guy, this wrestling community that we're a part of has been they've been riding for your boy as hard as you have. Like, Cody Rhodes has been the number one. He was trending for like 3 days straight. They can't do a show or promo without Cody Rhodes being mentioned. It's fuck the Rock. It's all Cody Rhodes.
Bro, I ain't heard Rocky sucks chant since 98.
Since he was a heel,
It was
bro.
so
Like,
hearing it, I was like, "What is happening right now?"
So-
I'm like, what is going on?
just a real quick cue up for you, and I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes had won the Royal Rumble recently. Came out on Monday, said I'm gonna decide on Friday what I'm gonna do. Steph gave him a plea. Hey, fight for me. Fight with me. I'm the workhorse champ. Do this, that, and the third. Then he came on SmackDown. Roman Reigns shit all over Seth. Fuck that workhorse shit. You want Tribal Chief money, you want Seth Rollins money. Like, damn, dog, why we doing this? But Roman was getting his shit off, but he was bogus.
Rock ass nigga.
In essence, he's like, you're walking around in your wife's clothes for the last 2 years. Like, come on, bro. Like, he was killing them. And Cody was like, oh, I'm gonna finish my story against you, just not at WrestleMania, because I've been talking to somebody who's been giving me counsel, and out comes, if you smell, Rock pops out. Oh shit!
My real face was like, what the fuck?
Initially, pop goes crazy, crowd goes crazy, because let's just throw it out there. Everybody and their mama been wanting Roman and The Rock. Everybody and their mama has been begging for Roman and The Rock. Begging for The Rock and Roman to have a fight while he is still the tribal chief. Just not like this. So it went from Jubilee and just pure unadulterated excitement to, hey man, fuck this nigga, bro. Like, what is this? I want Roman Rock, but not like this. Not because of Cody. What do you feel about it, King?
I was gonna say, so as the resident Cody Rhodes stan, where do you land on this? How you feeling?
All right, so mixed emotions. I ain't gonna lie to you. So when he came out, was like, yeah, and then The Rock came out. I was like, oh, and I'm like, what the fuck is it? Like, I knew it had to be something. So I was like, man, this would be some bullshit, fam. And then it was like, fam, 2 years, right? We've been doing this for 2 years. Y'all playing in my face at WrestleMania, fam. Y'all was playing with my emotions and playing with my heart, fam. And again, like, he didn't beat my boy fair and square. He can't beat nobody fair and square, so fuck him. But I was pissed, dog, because I was like, 2 years. It's all we kept hearing. Finish the story. Finish the story. You have to finish the story on the biggest stage, man. There's literally nothing bigger than WrestleMania. Like that, you need to have your WrestleMania moment. I told y'all before I don't want to see. I really didn't care about seeing Roman and The Rock. I feel like we're about like 2 years too late for that. I feel that's my personal opinion on it. And then for it to happen this way, like, I feel it cheapens it a little bit too. I don't know. Maybe, and that's me being on my chest about, the whole Cody thing or whatever. But remember, I texted y'all a hot take that I would enjoy to happen, that I would want to happen, is that Cody beats Seth for the title, and then Roman beats The Rock. But then night 2, Roman and Cody. Yeah, I know. No, Roman and Cody fight for the real undisputed championship. I would be happy about that, even though I know it's not going to happen. But it's just like, what? Okay, as a fan, like, I'm gonna watch him beat Seth, and this is like for what, fan? Like, this isn't it. Like, this isn't the story. Like, this isn't your pop's belt that was stolen from him, that you've been telling us about for 2 years. Had me going watching all the documentaries, going back watching all this stuff, so I can make sure that I'm on board and all this shit. It's just, I understand why people are so upset, but I trust the process, and I trust that it's not gonna feel as bad as we think it's gonna be. It's all gonna make sense in the end, and that's what I'm trusting the process. Now, if y'all screw me when I'm trusting the process, then that's a problem. But like, it's only the beginning. We have to just see it through, see how it plays out. And I think everybody will be satisfied at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna trust the process.
I keep hearing Batista, give me what I want. We're gonna eat a rock. That's not what I want.
That's not
Like you
Relax
did
for
want the
this.
Rock and Roman. No, that's not what I want. I wanted Cody. But what about the Rock? Fuck the Rock.
like
That's
Cody is
what-
the ultimate babyface, man. But
And
see,
like-
the thing about Cody, like y'all went after with him like that in AEW, and like people love like the comeback story and like all like he's what they call the prodigal son. Yeah, so everyone loves that type of story. Like I get it, but it's like most of these people that's here that's Cody fans now wasn't rocking with him when he left, or wasn't rocking with him when he was holding AEW down for 2 years by himself. So yeah,
I think that what's lost is like the people that are in their chest right now. It's like it's wrestling. That's how you're supposed to feel about the babyface. Like it's gotten more sympathy on him. It's made him a bigger star, just like losing to Roman did last year. And take into consideration that Dusty Rhodes' pretty much entire career was built on the build up, getting his fingertips on the thing, and then it getting snatched away from him. So it's like with that in mind, like one, they're honoring the past, and two, like they're just building them up because it's like, oh my God, they just keep screwing my guy. Like I'm gonna root for him harder, I'm gonna go for him harder, and like at some point, I feel like there's gonna be a payoff. But like also, if you look at any babyface that WWE has had, basically since the Rock and Stone Cold, like once they get the title, people turn on them pretty much instantaneously. Like the only one that didn't happen to is Daniel Bryan, and that's because he got hurt. Like I feel like if he would have got a long babyface run with the title, it's getting stale, it's getting old, it's what like somebody is in the chase every time. You're shoving them down our throats. You're forcing it. He's Super Brian now. Like that's what happens. Like, every time Seth Rollins is a heel, everybody starts to love him. As soon as they turn him face and give him a title, I can't stand Seth Rollins. He's old. He's annoying. He's this. He's that. It's like, I don't know, man. Like Tim said, like it's a lot of this is what I want. Give it to me now, and then they give it to him, and it's like, but not like that. That ain't what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like it's. So like I trust these people to tell their story, and like honestly, WWE usually sticks to landing with these types of things. So it's like we have two components of this story, which is Cody won the Rumble and Rock came back. That's all we got, and like everything else that people are filling in at this point is conjecture and hearsay. Like you're going off of what the dirt sheets are reporting, or like we're filling in your own story. It's like let it play out, let it breathe. Let's see. We got 2 months until WrestleMania. A lot can change between now and then to get you to the point where it's like, oh, like to get your hopes up again. But like for everybody just to shit on it off top, it's like let it play out. Let's see.
Let it breathe a little bit.
Trust the process. I trust it.
Triple H should have got a little bit more, give out of that. Like y'all been enjoying the product, honestly. Like just let it. Plus, it's WrestleMania season. They got to do something big. Let it happen. See what happens and judge it after the fact. But don't just try to shoot it down right now because you ain't happy that Cody 2 months out from the main event ain't going against Roman. Like
I will say, they booed even the thought of him going for Seth title. So it's like, whatever y'all do not do that, because that's not going to help Seth. That's not going to help the World Heavyweight title. It already makes him kind of look weird that he's begging somebody to face him at WrestleMania like that. It's like, please, like my belt.
Yeah.
Legitimize my belt.
I've been working so hard. I've been working hard.
But it's like, what champion is like, hey, dude, come take this title from me? Like, I don't know. It's not a good look in that regard. But again, like I said, trust the process. I feel like they're gonna figure it out between now and then.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
It'll be all right when the swelling goes down.
Yeah.
So there is a WrestleMania kickoff press conference scheduled for this Thursday in Vegas, which is smart because they're piggybacking basically off of the Super Bowl being in Vegas, and they figure to have a big ass crowd. Oh shit, we lost him. I guess, do you have any expectations for that, or how like what they should use to, like, basically what direction do you want to see them take, starting with this little kickoff show thing?
I feel like that they're gonna kind of like bring more clarity into to the Cody situation, I guess, because it's so much like fans are in such an uproar, you know, and like from now until WrestleMania, like if they don't do something, like the whole crowd, like every night you're gonna hear, we want Cody, or you go hear, or booing the Rock. We don't want, like, it's gonna be nuts. Like every night, it's gonna be crazy. So they're gonna have to. I feel like they're gonna have to do something to kind of calm the noise down a little bit.
As you're saying that, like, that kind of reminds me of the last time they had a WrestleMania main event that people just outright rejected.
Hmm.
And like, I've seen a lot of comparisons to like WrestleMania 30, where it was supposed to be Orton and Batista, and then they made it a triple threat with Bryan, which may be where they're going with this. But I'm actually reminded of the year after that, when it was Brock and Roman, and like they went through with the match. Like, it was getting booed out the building the entire lead up, and then it produced like one of the greatest WrestleMania moments of all time, with Seth cashing in Money in the Bank. So it's like,
Mhm.
they can bring you all the way. Like, and I'm pretty sure they realized, like, at some point during the run up, it's like, oh shit, we got something. You know what I mean? Like, so like, even if it's not necessarily their first plan, they can make chicken salad out of chicken shit. You know what I mean? Like, they can kind of figure it out. And like, it's wrestling. Like, everything is always in constant motion. So again, like, just see it out. You got to see it through, my boy. Like, you just got to see it out and see where it takes you. If we get to the Raw after WrestleMania and it's like, well, that was it, like, you can come back and throw this whole conversation in my face. Like, maybe they do just go straight through with it the way that it's setting up now. But I feel like it's gonna be so many twists and turns between now and April 8th or whatever it is, that you gotta write it out. And like, again, from a WWE perspective, people gonna be tuning into that kickoff show. People gonna be tuning into SmackDown and all the Raws and all the SmackDowns between now and WrestleMania, just to see, like, y'all better fix this with Cody. So again, like, from a business perspective, like, it's smart. And like, again, like, you got people thinking about the WrestleMania main event outside of the wrestling bubble. Like, this thing has penetrated pop culture. I saw like PMZ did a thing on it, ESPN did a thing on it. Like, this is all good. I mean, it's all publicity. Like, whether you think it's good or bad, like, it's all attention for WrestleMania, which means that it's doing its job. And it's making Cody a bigger star in the process.
Yes. It's really setting him up to carry. Like, if Seth is really going to be hurt and be gone after WrestleMania, like, he's trying to get back for it, but if he needs to go out after WrestleMania, and Roman decides after Mania he's done, and Rock is going to disappear after WrestleMania, like, who is going to be your face? It would be Cody. Y'all need to calm down.
Yeah.
Let it play out.
But I'm looking forward to it. Like, it should be fun. Oh shoot, my whole screen just went black. Y'all hear me?
Yeah. Mine had went out too randomly, but I believe that's about it. You got a couple more kids.
Yep, that's it for wrestling. Unless, Ken, you had anything else on your boy?
Oh no, that's it, man. Trust the process, y'all. Just relax.
Yeah. So the Bucks, Jesus Christ. Sorry. The Packers have a new defensive coordinator. They have hired Jeff Hafley, who is the former head football coach at Boston College University. Let me fix this real quick. My bad, y'all. Sorry, Jeff Hafley is the new defense coordinator for the Packers. He comes from BC. He actually said that it was reported that he made the jump because he didn't like the direction that college football was taking. And he actually just wanted to coach football and not have to worry about recruiting and NIL and re-recruiting the guys that are already on his team to make sure that they don't jump into the transfer portal, which is an entirely different conversation, which I feel like you running from the grind. But He's a bunch of coaches quitting college, so like he's not the only one. What do you think of the hire, Tim?
I think it's gonna be well, let me not say I think it's gonna be good or bad because I don't know yet. But based on some of the things and philosophies that he prefers on defense, like the keeping 4 down linemen, playing in the nickel a lot more, having a legit slot corner, playing more press man coverage when the secondary that we have is built more for press man coverage. Like being able to remove our outside linebacker as the number 1 cornerback for the slot corners is going to be great. Cutting out having more men in the box, so it's cutting out the underneath routes. It's going to be able to help to stop the run better, which we've been preaching and hooting and hollering about stopping the run. But honestly, if we're going to have more men in the box, it's just going to rely a lot more on our outside corners, and it's going to be to the deep ball, just on the other side of it. So, but it should be like it should create more pressure on blitzes, things of that nature. So, just being able to, because honestly, we're like, man, we need to blitz more. Man, we need to stop the run. Man, we need to be able to cut these underneath routes. Man, they're getting these 5-yard slants while we 15 yards off the ball when it's 3rd and 1. Like a lot of the little stuff like that, it seems like he's the opposite, on the opposite end of that spectrum for that. Younger coach, they said that he's good with player development. What's old boy name? Former corner 49ers. No, former corner for the 49ers. Long locks. Now he's on. Yeah, Richard Sherman spoke like highly of him when he was actually coaching with them. Like he pretty much lays it all out for us. He prepares us really well. He sets the plays. He gives us all of this, that, and the third. It's just on us to execute. Like, and the way he articulated it seemed like he's really thorough in his game planning. Which again, we've been screaming. There's like, set these cats up so that we be good to go. Like, set this defense up so that we be good to play. Like, our defense kept us in games. Yeah, sure. But if we can have what we feel like is a better scheme fit for the players that we have. Like, it seemed like Joe Barry had the players, but he wasn't trying to adjust his scheme to have so he's wanted the players to fit into his scheme and not necessarily fit his scheme around the players. Seems like he's more so okay, if I got this, let's work this out with these guys then, and let's make our defense, let's optimize it to their skill sets and put them in the best position to succeed, as opposed to me trying to make them succeed in my scheme. So we'll see how it goes. But, sometimes having new blood, fresh blood, young blood into the building can inspire a lot more creativity, a lot more connectivity with some of the younger players. So we have a really young squad too. So maybe having a younger coach can help with connecting with them and being able to communicate better and be able to, I guess he's more of a, I've seen a couple of like him talking in the interview before he got hired. I've seen like some of his speech that he gave in the games and stuff like that. Like, he seems like he's a dope coach. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the new day, but like anything, we're a young squad. We're still growing. We're still learning. It's going to be a young squad now learning an entirely new defense. So I don't know how much new it's going to be, but a new defense. And so don't expect everything to be all top 2, top 3 in the league first year. But the learning curve.
That was what I was going to say. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is essentially like give it some time, let it breathe. Because like if you think about it, the Packers have been drafting 4-3-4 defense for the last 15 years at least. And so like the players that they have might not necessarily be optimized for the positions that they're going to be moved into. So like maybe like they start off with kind of like more of a hybrid scheme and then like slowly transition into like what exactly it is that he wants to do as far as a 4-3 versus 3-4. But like, yeah, I definitely have never watched a single down of Boston College football. So I could not tell you a single thing about like what this man does, but the people that I do trust for their football knowledge all speak very highly of him. So I'm going in optimistic. I knew what I was familiar with Joe Barry's game, and I was not impressed. So like I was never on board with that hire. But this one, I'm coming in with a blank slate, no preconceived notions, and just like judging it on his merits. So I look forward to it. Like all the talk about like being more aggressive, especially in press coverage. Again, music to my ears. Hopefully Jair that post that he made isn't a goodbye because like I feel like this may actually work more towards his strength. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm looking forward to it. One thing I forgot to mention during the wrestling segment that I did want to just highlight: NXT had their what was it, Vengeance Day pay-per-view or on Sunday.
Yep.
How y'all gonna break up the black team in the middle of Black History Month? Like that's how you gonna break my heart?
They've been alluding to it for a minute, though.
I know. But they finally pulled the trigger in February. Like that feels intentional.
The minute they did it, like you can see the fans like no.
I felt like JR watching Triple H at the end of that. Why, you son of a bitch?
Why?
No, but shout out to Mello and Trick. Like I feel like again, like kind of like I keep saying like a lot. To the point that we were making about like again, to the point that we were making about Cody, this will only serve as like a launching point for them to be even bigger stars. And I feel like the best wrestling stories are always with people that are actually friends because like they really go all out to kind of make each other better. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with that. I'm kind of think that we're missing NXT right now because I actually would have tuned in, but Trick and Mello up next.
Oh, they got a match?
No, I mean like they as wrestlers they are up next.
Yeah.
Like they are the next in line.
I'm with you on that.
And then the final thing that I wanted to hit on, and if you have anything else, please feel free to add on. But WNBA offseason is in full swing. Like we had some big moves over the last week. Seattle is building a squad. Like they signed, they already obviously had Jewel Lloyd, but they signed Skylar Diggins-Smith and Nneka Ogwumike this past week. That adds to, like I said, Jewel Lloyd, Ezzy I don't know how to pronounce her name. I apologize. But the center, I would imagine that means that Janae Ogwumike is probably also headed to Seattle, although that hasn't been officially named yet. Phoenix, the Phoenix Mercury are also wheeling and dealing, so they traded for Kalia Copper today. They also signed Natasha Cloud. I've heard rumors that they may be in on Elena Deladon. So
are they trying? They're trying to build something.
They are, and they still have DT, and Brittany Griner is a free agent, but like she's expected to go back to Phoenix. So, again, putting together a squad, which the WNBA is just about to become a bunch of super teams because you already obviously have the Aces, 2-time champs. Holla at my girls. You got the Liberty with Brianna, Jonquel, Sabrina, their whole squad. And now Seattle and potentially Phoenix have like all-star starting vibes. Like it's a good time for the W. Put it that way. The Dream also have made some moves that aren't necessarily like the bigger names, but picking up Jordan Canada, Aerial Powers, and Tina Charles are not like moves to sneeze at. And then I put this on here for Camille because it's her favorite, but Courtney Williams went to Minnesota.
The Lynx.
But it is interesting to look because, you know, in the NBA, it's all about market. Well, historically, it's all been about like market size, and like the big teams always have a competitive advantage in free agency and trade talks. That isn't necessarily the case in the W. It's actually ownership and how much ownership is willing to put into the team. So like a good indicator for that is actually their practice facilities. And if you look at it, the Aces have like the GOAT practice facility in the W. The Liberty have a great one. Seattle's building one that's supposed to be completed this spring, I believe. Phoenix, I don't know if they've broken ground on it yet, but Matt Ishbia already pledged, like when he bought the Suns and the Mercury, he's like, hey, I'm building a practice facility. So they'll have a state-of-the-art place. And then on the flip side, you have Chicago and the Sparks, which are like at the very bottom, and they aren't attracting. Those are two of the top 3 markets in the country, and they can't attract free agents or retain their own players because from a investment standpoint, ownership investment standpoint, like they're not putting their money into the teams. So like they still have the salary cap, but like owners are finding a way around that to kind of entice players to come, even if they can't just like outright pay them more. It's like, we gotta say our facility. It's kind of like locker rooms and practice facilities in college football. It's like there was an arms race in like the 2000s and 2010s where they couldn't play their players, but they can trick out the locker room with like Xboxes in every locker and whirlpools and couches and LED screens and all these other things. It's like, they find a way.
Right. Find a way. And that one, I mean, that's gonna be great for the league. I want to say, because then eventually that money can go back into the team, I would assume. Like now that I got the stadium set up, now that I got the facility set up, now I got like the medical list and all of that, like the weight rooms, the staffing and everything like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and this coming in or whatever the case may be. Like it sounds like it's still a long game, but they're getting better each year.
We're also putting money into coaching, like Becky Hammond is the highest paid coach in the league. Like she's getting over $1 million, which kind of like reset the market for W coaches. The guy that Phoenix just brought in from he was an assistant with the Magic, I think. He got a really big contract. So like they're really putting in, again, because like they can't spend money on player salaries, they try to do as much around the edges to kind of entice players to come join their teams. So hopefully to the point, like that does trickle down to the players, and that like as more money enters from the ownership side, that some of these broke boy owners get the fuck up out of here and like they are willing to raise the salary cap, and hopefully like the W Players Association can kind of negotiate a higher cut of that revenue split, which many blow the whistle on Michael Porter Jr. He made some comments on W, which were just ill-informed and ignorant. Like basically saying like the women don't deserve as much because they don't bring in as much, ignoring the fact that it's not about like them getting paid the same as NBA players. Like no WNBA players asking for that. What they're asking for is a more equal share of the pie, like the NBA players get, because I don't have the exact numbers, but like it's skewed widely in the favor of ownership in terms of basketball related income. And like that's what they're asking for. That's where they think that they deserve more money, quote unquote, and to be paid like the NBA players is because like the money that they generate, they feel like they are entitled to a larger cut of. But he just completely blew past that. He compared them to like the best ping pong players because ping pong also doesn't attract high audiences. And then he's like, yeah, man, they need to lower the rims because like I want to see girls dunking on people. It's just like the ignorant bullshit that every mouth breathing MAGA ass sports fan like regurgitates online. It's just like these are professional athletes that play your sport. Like you should be a champion of what they're doing, but
try to back them. Like, damn, oh my god,
my poor Junior's an idiot. So
damn near all of them motherfuckers, the misogynistic motherfuckers. I was like, man, see, that's what we've been saying. Like, nah, you gave them all of that.
The only thing that he didn't say was like oh man, they need to like wear skippier outfits and like show some TNA and blah. Like that's the only thing that was missing from his stupid little conversation. But whatever, man. I don't watch the W as much as I want to. Like I'm dipping my toe further into it each year. But it is great basketball, especially during summer when like you don't have NBA basketball. Like it's a great product. It's a lot of great players. Like I said, you got super teams building. And like these next generation of women coming up are going to be crazy. Like you already have Caitlin. Hopefully Paige gets back healthy because you have her, Cameron Brink, Angel from LSU. But then you got Juju Watkins at USC just dropped 51.
No, she cooking.
Oh.
Juju is cooking.
But yeah, shout
Like I
out
said, the draft is coming up. Like it's gonna be they keep giving like influx of. It seems like the last couple years has been like, oh man, she's must see talent. Like it should be fun.
Shout out to Third Gator. He said trolls gonna be trolls. Unfortunately, you're right. You're right, and I shouldn't get upset about it, but I do want to call it out when I do see it. Which another annoying thing is like people talking about college athletes in general, was especially college women's basketball players. The NIL, like I feel like people don't understand what NIL is. It's just allowing you to capitalize on your name, image, and likeness. Those sponsorships that you negotiate as a college player, they follow you to the league. So like saying that they're going to take a pay cut to go play in the WNBA, that's not true, because like all the stuff that they're getting paid for in college, they'll still get paid for it as a pro and get their pro salary on top of that. So no, just no. That's not the case. That's not in any way, shape, or form. Like, yeah, maybe Caleb Williams, like he can live off of his NIL money in college, and like that may lessen his need to go to pros because he doesn't have to go get the bag because he can live off of it now. But like all that NIL stuff that he has now as the quarterback of the USC is going to follow him to the NFL. So like that $13 million or whatever he was making at USC, add to that his salary as a #1 draft pick.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
He'll be fine. They'll all be fine. But yes. So, did you have anything else? I'm sorry.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, we're hour and 16 minutes. We did that.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't have the parting words of wisdom. I'm not as poetic as the point guard. So I'll just say, don't be jerks.
Yeah.
Have some empathy.
Empathy takes you a long way, bro.
With that being said, again, send some positive vibes, some I don't want to say positive again, but I'm blanking on words to use. So I'm just going to say send some positive tweets, social media posts to Camille as she's recovering from a little bug or something that she's picked up. You can find her at Camille Monet on Twitter, Instagram, and PSN. We've only been doing this for 329 episodes. You think that I would know this stuff by now, but it's CAMILLEMONAE. I'm gonna say it because you're not here because the moment's fancy. Ken is at KHarris216 on Twitter, at everyday_gentleman on Instagram. I am at BucksBurner on Twitter. You do not get my Instagram. And Tim, what you got for us?
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all.
Okay. I don't know where the outro music is, so
you're
gonna have to flow over mode.
Flow over mode. Hey, nah, let the mode go. Let the mode go.
All right, y'all. Be easy.